We'll see if there's any messages that Spirit has, but I'm super excited. I'm super excited. Oh my gosh. I'm hype, y'all. I'm hype. Say hi. Hi. Okay, let me go back to shuffling these cards and then we're gonna see if there's any messages that Spirit has for you, okay? Thank you, Spirit. I really appreciate you. I truly do. And thank you, ancestors, okay? Is there any messages that you guys need the collective to know at this time? Is there any additional messages that you guys need the collective, okay, to know at this time? I thank you in advance. Okay. I'm hearing one more, so let's see if one more drops out. Okay, that was 2. Okay. Okay. Spirit, is there any cards to clarify the Empress in reverse? Okay. Is there any more cards? Just what comes out. Thank you in advance. Any clarifying cards for the Hermit? Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Any clarifying cards for the 4 of Cups? Any clarifying cards for the 4 of Cups? I thank you, Spirit. Any clarifying cards for the 8 of Swords? Any clarifying cards for the 8 of Swords? Any clarifying card for the 10 of Cups, Spirit? Any clarifying cards for the 10 of Cups? Is there any clarifying cards for Strength? Is there any clarifying cards for Strength? Whew, that's a full spread. So when I was shuffling, these are the cards that came out. We pulled the Empress in reverse, the Hermit upright, 4 of Cups upright, as well as the 8 of Swords in reverse, 10 of Cups upright, and the Strength card upright. And then we also have clarifiers for each one of those. So the first card that came out was actually the Empress in reverse, and the 2 cards that clarified the Empress in reverse was the 5 of Pentacles in reverse and the High Priestess upright. So what I'm intuitively picking up from this is that you might have struggled in the past with attracting abundance or bringing in the things that you needed. There was hardships in the past and you didn't realize the assistance was always in front of you, and you were a big part of bridging that gap. Whether it's applying to certain assistance programs or asking for help when you need it. We also have the High Priestess upright, and so what I'm picking up on that is using your intuition and bridging that gap going forward, and eventually that Empress card is going to flip upright because you are in tune with your intuition, which makes you even more of a magnet to different opportunities and allowing things to flow effortless to you. And so the next card we pulled was the Hermit upright, and as we know for the Hermit, like, he leaves his life behind to go inward and to find a life more fulfilling than all of the material stuff that maybe he had prior. And the 2 clarifying cards for that was the 2 of Cups in reverse, as well as the 4 of Swords in reverse. And what I was picking up intuitively from that was there was things and people that you had to leave behind because they weren't on the same frequency or matched what it is that you needed. So with the 2 of Cups, this was kind of giving me energy that there wasn't always times where you were able to find people that kind of was able to kind of match your energy. You weren't able to kind of share the same cups that they're wanting to exchange with each other. I'm also hearing opportunities. They weren't a match for you. And so you decided to leave that behind to find things that were a match for you. I'm going to touch back on the High Priestess again, because what I'm hearing is that you're going to be listening to your intuition and discernment to figure out what is a match for you going forward. Because there were certain things, I'm hearing things that might have been subtle that you thought was a match for you, and later you found out that it wasn't. And so that is what you're going to be leaning into, is your intuition and trusting yourself, and knowing that if you do decide to leave stuff behind, that you will find stuff that is reciprocal, opportunities that are reciprocal, people that match your energy, people that are willing to also give and not just take, not just drain you. And for the Four of Cups upright, the clarifier for that was the King of Cups. And what I was picking up from this was there were opportunities or things that were offered to you that you were not open to. Because as you can see in the Four of Cups, he is being handed a cup and he has his arms crossed, which is basically saying that I'm not open to what you're offering, and I don't want it. And even with the King of Cups, again, and this was in reverse, right? And so with the King of Cups, we can see that his cups are not covered, as open. His arms are open. And we had this in reverse as well. And so this was to clarify the Four of Cups, to just confirm that there were things that kind of came up in your life where you decided to leave it behind because you weren't interested. You weren't open to it because it wasn't able to kind of feed you or feed your soul in the way that it needed to. And so you were willing to kind of close yourself off because you knew that better was to come. Okay, that's kind of what I'm picking up here, is just very closed off energy, not interested, not wanting it, but willing to kind of take that leap of faith to know that there is more out there, if only I'm willing to kind of wait it out. And then here we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. And those two clarifying cards was the Ten of Wands in reverse, as well as the Devil in reverse. And so what I picked up from this was that you're finally breaking free from things that kind of kept you stuck. I'm hearing doubt as well. Maybe people's opinions or certain things that kind of had you in a chokehold, like you know your situation best, but you're breaking free of that and you're letting go of burdens that's no longer yours to carry. I'm also hearing that in the next coming weeks to months, Spirit is actually going to be teaching you on what is yours to carry, what is yours to share, and what is yours to leave there. Because there were certain things that kind of affected your mental health and you carried that, but I'm hearing that you're laying down your burden. You're no longer carrying that. And you're not allowing things to continue to keep you in a chokehold, continue to keep you in bondage and chains. You're breaking free of that. You're breaking free of your mental prison too. And I'm hearing that's actually going to be leading you to finding your community, your home, the things that resonate with you, rebuilding. And the card for the Ten of Cups that came out to add clarification for it was the Hermit. And again, like we said, we left this behind. We left things and people that did not resonate with us, that cannot feed our soul in the way that we needed to. And the Ten of Cups, the Hermit came out to clarify the Ten of Cups. We left it behind, but guess what we found? We found our family. We found our community. We found things that spoke to our soul, ultimate fulfillment, the Ten of Cups. That's crazy because we left it behind, and this is what we found, which came out to clarify it, which was the Hermit. And so we also pulled the Strength card upright, and to clarify the Strength card, we pulled the Six of Wands. And what I'm picking up on this energy is that there were certain things that happened behind closed doors, or certain things that happened that people didn't necessarily see. You had to be strong. You had to hold it all together. And you were very careful on how you showed up. Just because maybe you were dealing with a lot or you were hurting doesn't mean that you showed up in a way that was kind of reflecting what you were going through. Just because you were hurting doesn't mean that you went out to hurt other people, but there were things that you did. I'm hearing that you held it together, and people didn't always see what it is that you went through because it required so much strength, right? Whatever it is that you recently went through or that you went through in the past, people did not see what you had to go through, but it required strength. It required strength. I'm also hearing that what you are stepping into, right, finding your community, finding your family, building a legacy, people may not see everything, may not see all the ins and outs, but it will require strength from you, but you have more than enough. Okay, they're also saying that anytime that you feel depleted, anytime that you feel heavy, right, with this 10 of Wands, they want you to release, they want you to ask for help. And all you have to do is to ask your higher self, which is you, which is spirit, as well as your ancestors, your spiritual team, God, whoever you want to call on, to ask for strength, because you have more than enough. Okay? But don't be surprised if people don't realize what it takes to get to where you're heading, to where you are going, because they won't see it. Everything will not be seen. That's what I'm picking up on. And they're saying that this is the energy that will be upright. The Empress will be upright. But right now it's very important to lean into your intuition, to use your discernment on what opportunities, what people should be around you right now. Because it's going to help you when it comes to your mental health, when it comes to rebuilding, creating stability, creating a strong foundation, creating the life that you want.